All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Looks like we have a couple folks rolling in, but we're at 22 right now, which is perfect. So I will start off just by introducing this lovely woman here with us who is going to share with us all about our topic on the Mosaic and Women of Axon have decided to co-collaborate on, which we're super excited about. And we're focusing on dressing with intention in 2026. So we have Ivania Easley here with us. She's a certified personal stylist, author, Goldman Sachs graduate, and entrepreneur with over 20 years of experience in fashion and retail. As the founder and CEO of Love E, a GA minority certified supplier, she provides expert personal styling and shopping services for busy professionals, ensuring they exude confidence in every aspect of their life. Her clients have been featured on major networks including Bloomberg, MSNBC, CNN, Disney, and more. A style expert and speaker, Ivania has contributed to Mary Claire and CNN, sharing insights on using style for career success. She is also a pioneer in virtual reality fashion, producing 3D VR fashion shows and immersive experiences. And we are so excited today to be able to have her here with Axon. We have our Mosaic group and also our Women at Axon group here. Our ERGs are hosting this by request from all of you. So I just shared out a handout that you can follow along with and also just a Slido. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask along, but I'll pass it over to Ivania so that she can kick us off.
Awesome. Thank you, Ebony. Thank y'all for having me. I'm so excited to chat with y'all. The handout is related that you can fill out while I'm talking is not necessarily directly related to the presentation as far as like, oh, fill it out and there's going to be a quiz at the end, but more so for you to think about dressing with intention, thinking about your style, thinking about how you have been showing up in the world and how you plan to show up in the new year. So I'm going to share my screen so y'all can see the presentation. I'm going to put it in full screen mode.
Awesome.
Okay, so there it is. So obviously, power of image and style, that's what we're going to be talking about today. And of course, being intentional with your style. I'm all about intentionality when it comes to your style, as well as just in life. So if you've ever struggled to get noticed by the right people, or you feel like opportunities have passed you, how would you like to turn that around? Land that dream job, get the promotions, get the contracts, even get the love of your life and look and feel like $1 million. This is what we are going to talk about today and how to achieve it. So, as she told y'all, I am a personal stylist, a published author, and my clients have appeared on all major networks from TBS, Fox, HLN, CNN, MSNBC, and more. I have been doing this professionally for 15 years, but I have been doing it on the side 10 years before I started doing it for 15 years professionally. So, quick background about me is I was actually an accountant. So, I have a master's in finance and I just was best dressed at the office, and that led way into me being able to turn this into a business, my personal hobby of just dressing nice and helping other people to dress nice. So, this is a little short syllabus of how we're going to get through the presentation today. We are not going to spend, 45 minutes on my presentation. We're going to get through the presentation. I'm going to give you all the value. And then I, of course, want to make it really interactive by being able to answer your questions and also giving you time to look over the sheet that I handed out so that you can start to answer those questions throughout this presentation, as well as once the presentation is over, so you can apply all of this information to your life. So you can also use the sheet to put little notes if you would like. But an overview is Dress for Success, the mindset behind it, style by numbers, showing some of the statistics and the studies around how you show up and why it matters. Of course, style tips and how to take your style to the next level. So dressing for success, as far as the mindset, is of course, if you look good, you feel good, you're going to do good. And studies have shown that people who are better dressed are more productive. You are dressed for whatever the task is at hand. So when you're going to clean the garage, you're dressed in sweats versus when you go to church. You're going to dress for the place that you're going, showing respect for yourself, showing respect for where you're going and the others that will be there. People do judge you initially by how you show up. I mean, it's just human nature, it's psychology. When people first walk in the room, you're going to make snap judgments about them, whether it's true or not. you're going to make immediately snap judgments on when you see people because of how they shown up. Because we cannot see your education, we can't see your experience, we can't see your resume, we can't see any of that. All we see first is what you look like. Like, is your hair combed? You know, are your nails groomed? Do you look disheveled? Do you look pulled together? Those are things you're going to see automatically before I get into what's going on the inside. So we want to really make sure that we're dressing how we want to be addressed and we are showing up how we want people to react to us. So I help clients to show up how they want to be seen in the world. Light travels faster than sound, so people see you before you speak. And there is a rule, we'll get into it a little later, but I'll tell it to you now. The 7-11 rule is that people make 11 assumptions about you in the first 7 seconds of meeting you. So you just want to make sure that those assumptions line up to who you are. When people meet me and then I tell them what I do, they're like, oh my God, that makes sense. I can see that because I show up, vibrant, colorful, and usually very stylish because this is the lane and the world that I'm in. So you want to represent not only for your company brand, but your personal brand because you carry your personal brand with you throughout your entire professional career as well as in your personal life. So when you dress well, you're showing your respect for how you feel about yourself as well as respect for, like I said, where you're going. A lot of times we do show up on the outside how we're feeling on the inside. So if you're not feeling as confident, sometimes getting dressed can make you feel more confident. And if you're already confident, then that's going to show up and how you show up in the world, usually with your dress. And like I said, it's not just about the clothes. The clothes are a factor. I always like to say style is a tool. And we use style as a tool, and I call it executive tool belt. I work with a lot of C-suites, executives, directors. All of my clients are busy corporate professionals, most of them. Some of them are entrepreneurs, but if they are, they own their own law firm or doctor firm or accounting, something of that nature. So they're always representing and leading with, hey, we need business, we need clients, we need contracts, or we're moving up in the company where I'm now leading the team or I want to lead a team, so on and so forth. So using style as one of the tools, as I call it, in your executive tool belt, there's your education, there's your resume, there's your experience, but there's also how you present yourself. And so that is one of my mantras. Here is a quick stat. Harvey Coleman, I have a note on that. I want to make sure I say it correctly. Did somebody say something?
Oh,
I think
I thought I
someone
heard
needs to
something.
possibly
Oh,
put
okay.
back on mute.
Okay, no problem. So, Harvey Coleman, there is a career success formula. And so, this is a study that was shown that 60% of your career success is from exposure, meaning being in the right place at the right time. Maybe you were networking at the right place, or you're connected and built a network so that people speak your name in rooms that you are not in. 10% is performance. Once you get in the room, do what you need to do. But 30%, surprisingly, is a big part of it, which is your image and how you show up. So I always tell my clients they focus in their zone of genius. So I make sure they look the part. But if you're a doctor, a lawyer, or doing your job and that's your zone of genius, you don't always have time to think about what to wear, where to get it from, how to put it together. So my job is to take that off of my client's plates so that they can work in their zone of genius because I'm working in mine, making sure they show up in the best possible light in the world. The way we dress, of course, affects the way we think and feel and the way others think and feel about us and how they react to us. So I love to help people dress with intention. Everything's about being intentional. So here's some other studies show that 85% of people are wearing clothes that do not work for their lifestyle, their body type, or their personality. As people, especially, with the pandemic, for example, a lot of us gained weight during the pandemic because we wasn't moving as much because we were in the house. You've lost weight, gained weight, got married, got divorced. All these different life transitions happen in our life, and we have to sometimes change the way we dress to reflect whatever is going on in our life. So, because there's such a big percentage of people not wearing things that work for their current life, sometimes you're still wearing the things that you wore 10 years ago. That's not who you are now. Maybe 10 years ago, you was not married with a family. So now you need outfits that are going to be where you can bend down and get on the floor because now you have little kids, and before maybe you didn't. The other stat is 20% of is the amount of wardrobe that you're wearing. So for me, being an accountant, I hate to waste money and I'm all about the numbers and I love data, along with being creative. That's 80% you're not wearing. That's such a big waste of money to me to not wear 80% of your wardrobe. That's a big chunk. That's not even 50% that you're wearing. You're only wearing 20%. And I get how it happens. Most people are wearing the same 5 to 10 outfits over and over because they're not taking the time to put into being intentional with their style. So what they're doing is they're grabbing those same 5 to 10 outfits because now you're rushing. I got to go to work. I know this works. I have a meeting. I know this works. And you're tired of seeing yourself in it. We're tired of seeing you in it as well. So I work with clients to help them wear that other 80% of their wardrobe so that way you're maximizing the amount of money you spend on the clothes. As I always tell clients, I can make them look good from Target to Neiman Marcus. It's not about how much you're spending on clothes. It's about buying the right pieces that work with what you already own, as well as outfits that you can mix and match. So every item I bring a client, I can show you how to make 3 to 5 outfits out of it. As I call it, it's fashion math. So we spend $200 on this blazer, but we can wear it multiple ways. Now you have not spent as much on each individual outfit because you were able to wear it multiple ways than just one way. The only time that doesn't work, of course, is if you're getting married or it's a very special occasion where it's more a cocktail or evening or formal. And even then, we can remix them, but we'll get into that when we get into style tips. And then, of course, I told y'all about the 7-Eleven rule and about the 11 assumptions made about you in the first 7 seconds. Another stat from Career Builder is that 41% of employers will promote well dressed employees over people that are not dressed the part. And I've seen this happen. I have testimonials from clients as well as peers. I have a friend that used to work at CNN, and she was like, because she was always dressed nice, when something last minute came up and they needed somebody to go represent the company, they would always send her because they knew she was at least on point with how she looked on the outside. And she also had the knowledge on the inside to go and represent the company at meetings globally, internationally, all the things. So that's another stat. Hold on. And then, of course, in financial industries, it's even more important, which is why bankers and people in the finance usually tend to wear the blues, the blacks, the browns, very conservative, very serious. Because, of course, when you're managing people's money, that's very serious. And people feel like, hey, I want to be able to trust the person that's managing my portfolio, my investments, or just your regular savings and checkings. So, even when you're not, though, ultimately, you're trying to close a client or you're trying to make something happen, you want people to feel like they can trust you with whatever they're giving you, whether that be client money, etc. Now we're going to get into style tips and how to build great style with intention. So, of course, you want to dress for your skin tone, body type, and size. Now, where this is where people get into like the color. Oh, I got a color consultant. They said I can only wear red, blue, and white. Ultimately, you have your primary colors, of course, but there are a gazillion shades of blue, pink. So you might can't wear cobalt blue, but maybe turquoise blue looks good on you. So I'm not a subscriber to you can't wear certain colors. You have to find the color in that color scheme that works for you. So again, the example of blue or even pink. Cotton candy pink you might hate, but fuchsia pink, which is deeper and richer and kind of more of a pink red, may work well for your skin tone. So don't get caught up in cool and warm because ultimately what looks good on you is always one going to be in style. Two, I always call it the circle of style, like the circle of life. Everything that comes in style and goes out of style comes back in style. So example, like polka dots were big back in the day and now they're back in style. The different is the positioning. Now you can tell the difference between like polka dots back in the day versus polka dots now. Now mainly they're bigger. Back in the day they were a little bit smaller. It was more retro, more 80s. So now it has like a modern take. Same thing with florals. My grandmother, may she rest in peace, loved florals. Older or elder people florals are just big over the top. You know, when you see old people, I don't know if it's just one thing. Once you get old, you just love flowers. Where we can wear florals too, but they have to be in a way that looks more modern, looks more fresh, and that may be where it looks more like a painting, or the flowers are not as big, or it looks more like art than just over the top and old. So those are just examples. Of course, you want to dress for your personality. If you don't like high heels, you only wear kitten heels, or you only wear flats, or you only wear sneakers, that's okay. It's not, as I always say, it's not about fashion. It's not about couture, Devil Wears Prada, or any of that. It's about style. So that's why we really focus here on style and use the word style instead of fashion. Style is what you do with the clothes that you buy. Fashion is what they sell you off the runway or in the stores. So getting those and distinguishing between the two, the differences between the two. I have plenty of clients because most of my clients are about 40. My oldest client is 71. Um, and she's amazing. I hope when I'm 71, I'm moving around the way she's moving around. And ultimately, everybody does not want to wear 6 inch heels. Even I can't do it anymore. So it's really about making sure that people find things that work for them that are still elevated and still stylish for you. The idea is always to make sure style is a reflection of you personally, not me, not like the next person, but you. Some don'ts is, of course, fit. Fit is very important. Fit is probably the most important thing outside of course, putting on your confidence. When clothes, I don't care how much they cost you, when they don't fit right, it doesn't look good. And if it is an expensive garment and it doesn't fit right, it makes it look cheap and it brings the value down. So, what I encourage people to do, which is a really affordable trick, is to go to your local dry cleaner or get an alteration, seamstress, or tailor just to do those little. Now, we're virtual, so you can't see me completely, but I am only 5 feet tall. So I normally have to get my pants hemmed every single time because for the most part, they're making it for the average height, which is 5'5", 5'6", etc. So unless I'm wearing 6 inch heels, which I'm not anymore all the time, I need to get my pants altered by 2 to 3 inches every single time, unless I'm buying short. And the other thing is, petite is for people who are actually short and small. If you're just short, then petite doesn't work. So I am just short. I am not short and small. So I get my pants altered. Also, a lot of women, we have hip to waist ratio. My waist is a little smaller than my hips, so sometimes I have to buy, the pants that are going to fit my hips and my bottom, but it's going to be too big in the waist. Taking it to the alterations, they can just bring that in, so now it fits you. So going, and that's like $10 for a waist tuck in, hemming a pants, $10, maybe 15. Same with men. I have a client and he's a little bit on the shorter side. So when I buy his suits, they're short, but they still too long, even for a size short. So we go and we get it altered. You get that hem. I'm have on a blazer today. So you get the hem. They will easily take the buttons off and they will sew them right back on once they get it to where you want it to be. So that is a way to look like your clothes were custom made for you without the price tag by going to just go and get alterations done. I'm always doing alterations for myself and for clients because that way you can buy off the rack, but adding and paying anywhere from $10 to $20 can make it look like it costs you way more, as well as not spending that amount to get things custom made. Custom made, of course, is the most expensive way to get garments, as well as most time consuming. We live in a very fast paced world. Most people don't even have the time to wait for custom pieces to get made, unless, of course, you travel on a trip to like a Thailand or Bali. You can buy the fabrics and get stuff made very affordably while you're over there. But most of us are not going over there on a regular basis to get our clothes made. So, one of the best ways and top tips is to get your clothes altered, especially for my men, because men, y'all are mainly what I love about men and their sizing is that if you're a 42 long, you're probably a 42 long. With women, we might be a small, medium, and large, depending on who made it, who's it by, what the fabric is made of. So when you're a man, a lot of times just getting that blazer, whether it's right here at the arms or in the body of the jacket, getting it taken in, shortened, whatever you need, that's going to make it look and fit better because custom blazers for men can easily start at six, seven, $800, closer to nine. So you can go and buy a blazer for 350, get it hemmed for 25, and you're good. And if you can find one on sale, we'll get into more of that as well. Then you're winning even more. So that's an affordable way to look even nicer by getting the alterations. And I know you're like, okay, she's going on and on about alterations, but that's just how important it is to really get your clothes altered. That's a big trick in making a difference in how your clothes show up on your body. Of course, wear colors that complement you. And now these are a few, and see, this is an example of the polka dots I was talking about. These are a few of some of my happy clients that I've worked with this year and last year. There's many more, but I just wanted to give y'all a little snapshot. And I want to get again into even more tips. So, another tip is before you go out and shop, it starts with your closet. Like a house, you cannot build a house without a solid foundation. You cannot build great style and great wardrobe if your closet is a mess. You cannot get dressed out of a mess. So the first step that you want to do to even start building great style, intentional style as we go into this new year and holiday season is clean your closet. Clean it, organize it, purge it. If you have not wore the things in more than a year or two, you probably should get rid of it. If you cannot figure out how to style it, you should probably get rid of it. If it's been washed 1,000 times and it looks like it, you should get rid of it. So making sure you go through and figure out what's going on in your closet. I offer that service for clients where I come in with an assistant. We go through everything: shoes, accessories, undergarments, and all of your clothes. And we're actually in my closet right now. I turned the bedroom into a closet. So this is normally my office, so to speak, so that I'm on brand at all times. But clean your closet, and not only clean it and organize and purge, but if you can and you have the space, keep it separated by the seasons. So spring, summer, fall, winter. I'm here in the South, so our seasons are not as distinct. For the most part, it's spring, summer feeling or it's fall, winter feeling. That's it. So we separate our client's closet. I just had a client last week. I went and flipped her closet. She doesn't have room because she shares with her husband room to have everything in her closet at the same time. So we take all the spring, summer downstairs to the downstairs closet, bring all the fall, winter upstairs, and we do it again when the seasons change. So you can do that if you have a spare closet in your home, flip it. So that way you're only focused on one season or one half of the year at a time. And that can make it less overwhelming because sometimes you're just overwhelmed by all the things that you own. The other thing is, of course, if you clean it out and purge it, you can now see what you have and then go and shop with intention. So once your closet's clean, you can see, like, you know what? I have great bottoms, but I don't have enough tops. Or I don't have enough dresses. Or I don't have enough jackets. I don't have enough button downs or enough ties. Then you go out and shop for those things. So with me being intentional about style and helping clients to be intentional about style, we are big on style prep. So the same way people meal prep, we style prep. You make a list. Just like you would go, I'm going to get bread, milk, whatever. Make a list. Hey, I need more tops. And when you go to the store, instead of getting distracted by it's on sale and you're buying things on sale that you don't need, focus on what you actually need. It's better to buy something full price that you're going to actually be able to use than to buy something on sale and never wear it, never figure out how to style it. Because what happens is you start buying all these things on sale, and all those things added up on sale could have been one piece that actually worked for your wardrobe and your life if you just went and bought that. So when you're intentional, then you won't get distracted when you go into stores because, of course, stores put stuff on sale for the psychology factor of, oh my God, I got to get it because it's on sale. But you don't need it. So you really want to focus on what you need when you go shopping, not just, wandering in the store and just picking up random pieces and buying them because it's on sale or it's cute at the moment. But really think about, if I buy this, do I know how to style it 3 to 5 ways? Does it work with something I already own, or am I going to have to buy more pieces to make this piece work? Once you think about it, then you realize, like, hey, I need to make better decisions. The other thing I'll say about what I notice amongst most of my clients is too many pairs of black pants. I don't know why we in love with black pants or so many black pants, but when I clean closets, that's the number one thing I see. That and too many pairs of denim. We all own washing machines and dryers. There is no need for 20 to 30 pairs of black pants. And not only that, and blue jeans as well, unless you're a jean collector. I know there are no black pants collectors. So ultimately, and then the thing is, they all kind of look alike. There's not even like a skinny one, a straight one with the pinstripe, one leather, one, like if you're going to have multiple things in the same color, make sure they're a little different. Like, okay, one's a black leather pant, one's a black denim pant, one's a black trouser pant, one's a black legging. Like, make sure that it's not all the same thing, that it all looks like it's the same thing. And the same thing with denim. 50 pairs of blue jeans that all kind of look alike. Well, what about a dark wash, a boot cut, a skinny cut, a lighter wash, a wash with rips? Like, it's just making sure that things are actually different. Nothing is cute enough to buy it multiple times in different colors. Make sure everything is different. So even on this picture, for example, we have one client, she's got like a satin bow. This one has a lace top. That one has a multicolored top. Like, make a statement with your garment, and that's a way that you can elevate your style. Putting these same tops with a pair of jeans and a nice little loafer is going to have it elevated. Putting a pair of jeans with a t-shirt and sneakers is making it very casual, like you're just gonna go run errands. So a lot of times the way you style stuff, I always equate it to almost like your living room, for example. When the seasons change, you might change out your throw pillows and put on holiday pillows right now or fall seasonal pillows to sofas is like jewelry and accessories to wardrobe. A lot of times, and for men, it's the ties. You don't always need to buy more things. Sometimes you just need some accessories, and that can make or break your outfit or elevate your outfit. And with men, a lot of times, if you're wearing, sports coats and blue, black, brown, if you're not getting into prints, the way you can switch it up is the ties. Ties are accessories for men the way women are wearing earrings, necklaces, bracelets, etc. So that's the way. And then also button downs. So ties and button downs are more affordable than a sports jacket or a blazer. So you can always go get a new shirt or a tie versus always buying a new sports coat. And the same thing with women. You can always get a new necklace or a new earring. And that's a fun way and a more affordable way to change up your outfit, make it look different without always going to buy new clothes. I hope all of this helps. I hope that y'all feel like you're getting value out of this and it's making you think about your own personal style in different ways. Also, thinking about what's in your closet and how you want to show up and going about how you can make a better way to show up than what you've been doing thus far. So, of course, y'all know I help you use clothes as an armor of confidence to show up in the world. I help you identify your personal style, and then I also help you achieve it. Most of my clients do not want to shop, they don't have the time to shop. So, not only do I show them the roadmap to style, so to speak, like a GPS, this is the guide to style, but I also will implement it for them so that they don't have to if they don't want to. And I'm the same way. I love style, but my nails or my hair, I don't want to YouTube it. I don't want to learn how to do it. I just want to go get it done. So I do that for clients that do not want to go out and do it themselves. But if you do want to do it yourself, I at least put a plan together for you so then you can go and implement it on your own. Of course, this is the way to contact me. But now we're going to get into the fun part. We're going to get into y'all questions. Ebony sent me over some of y'all questions. You may even have put questions in the chat that I have not seen. So I'm going to pull up y'all questions.
Yep, and Ivania, if you want me to ask those questions in the order that they came in, I'm happy to do that.
Yeah,
Um,
please.
we also got some comments. You might not have seen them
Oh,
there.
no, I haven't seen anything. Let me get out this.
No worries. Yeah, someone says, Sherry says, I had a custom closet built and it is so life-changing. It's
It is.
organized and easy to find things. So double down on
Exactly.
that.
I
And
love
then,
that. I'm glad you see the benefits of it. Yeah, because in my closet I have like the fall, winter on one side, the spring, summer on one side, all the formals together, all the coats together. So I can easily know, okay, I need a coat. Let me just go to the coat section, grab the coat I need out the door. When everything's mixed all together and unorganized, it's really hard and it takes way too long to get dressed and get out your door.
so true, so
Yeah,
true.
in my closet, I have it organized by color.
Yes.
That helps me a lot whenever I'm trying to choose things. But the custom closet, we bought a new house, and I wouldn't move in until I had a custom closet built, and so we had it all built out, specific to how we needed things in our wardrobes, and it's just amazing.
Yes, totally agree. No, well, we moved in and I told my husband I wanted it and he was moving too slow. So then I just went ahead and did it myself. So they did it afterwards, but it was just a whole day of the install and then it took me another whole day to get all my stuff in here. But yeah, it is a game changer. And for people who cannot, even before I had the custom closet, I just had racks in here like a department store and just racks of clothes that I would go through, but the custom closet helped me to really get it organized. So I will come and help you with your closets, even if it's not custom. Custom helps, but we can definitely organize in whatever space you have. I've been in really small closets and I've been in really big closets, so it definitely helps for sure. Um, Ebony, you want to get started with the questions?
Yeah, let's start it up. So the first question I have is at Axon, our
Mhm.
company culture leans a little bit more casual. So what are some subtle and approachable ways to elevate your style without feeling overdressed or out of place?
And this will go back to accessories. Again, accessories can really elevate your style so that you are, even if you're wearing just jeans and as I call it, a statement blouse. And a statement blouse just means anything that's not a t-shirt. So if you wear, as I say, a real blouse, meaning it may have a ruffle, it may be a print, it may be a button down, it may have the pussy bow tie. It just is a real blouse. If you do that with a loafer or a little cute flat or even a sneaker, but then add some earrings or a necklace, that is a way to elevate without being too casual. Because I know we live in definitely a way more casual world than usual. And one of my favorite things to do, especially when I'm on the go and I'm like rushing and I don't have time to really play with my wardrobe, is to grab a blazer and some jeans and shoes and out the door. Because a blazer instantly adds polish. And that's for men and women. A sports jacket, blazer, instantly is going to give you that elevation that you need when you're just wearing jeans. And if you're not, again, a nice blouse. And for men, a nice button down, sports jacket, open over it, and I know y'all are in a warmer weather, and so I think I saw one of the questions was about like not wearing sleeveless all the time.
Yeah, how can we dress professionally in hot climates like Arizona, where
Yes,
sleeveless tops might feel inappropriate, but it's too warm for blazers or jackets?
yes. So I would say is wearing breathable fabrics. So like a linen set. I love a set. So a matching set is always nice. And it can be, 3/4 sleeve. It could be short sleeve. So that way it doesn't necessarily have to be sleeveless. Cotton, anything that's breathable as well as light colors because dark colors attract light. So it's going to trap the light in and make you feel hot. So wearing black in like the middle of July is going to make you hotter versus wearing white because it's gonna attract that heat and trap it in when you're wearing darker colors. So that's one way. Linens, cottons, and then usually inside of offices, it is a lot cooler. Most offices to me are a little bit too cold. So at that point, you can always bring a little cardigan, a jacket, a light jacket, a thin jacket, because you have like a summer blazer versus a winter blazer. Matter of fact, let me show y'all. I have an example. So like the blazer I'm wearing is like a tweed. So you can already know that's going to be a little bit warmer versus this is a white one for the spring summer. It's really thin. So you can always just lay it over your shoulders. That's a trick women love where you lay it over your shoulders. So if you need to actually wear it, you can stick your arms in, but layering over your shoulders just gives you like a chic Parisian type vibe. And then you're also covering your arms all at the same time.
Mm. There's another question. What type of basics should I have within my professional wardrobe?
I think you always need to have a great pair of jeans that fit you well. Jeans are really tricky. So my thing is you have to try them on. You have to go and see which jean brand works best for your body. So I will say Good American has a really good jean. I like a Joe jean. I read the fabrics makeup. So for women, especially with hips and bottom, you want to find a jean that has at least 2 or 3% spandex in it because that's going to accommodate your hips, but then still go back in for your waist. Whenever you get anything 100% cotton, it's probably not going to fit you well unless you're very evenly proportioned, and most of us are not, especially after children. Um, for men, there is depending on how you're built. With men, I love a Nordstrom's rack. They have some great like Paige jeans, Levi's for men. I know what AG, I think AG or AC. Those jeans work really good for my guy clients. I think it's AG denim, if I remember correctly. Those are really good for my guy clients. I mean, that's another thing. Shopping at a Nordstrom's rack, a Saks off the Fifth, a Bloomingdale's outlet, that is a way where you can get a lot of the designers as well as quality garments for way cheaper. So like a blazer at Saks off the Fifth or Nordstrom Rack is going to be $250 versus if you go to Nordstrom's or Saks, they're going to be $695 on up for the men. For the women, it could also be the same price, just depending. So like a Veronica Beard, her blazers are going to be anywhere from like a $795 to a $995. It's going to be more expensive, but if you go to the outlets, you can find them usually under $300. So that's a great, and that's for men and women.
Nice.
If we're talking
Okay.
about like major department stores, I do a lot of boutique shopping and independent designers, but I will mix in the department stores pieces for when clients need suits or anything that's super professional that a boutique may not have.
Good one.
Mhm.
Okay, the next question I have is at what point in your career does it make sense to invest in a suit? And can a professional blouse or sweater with slacks and polished shoes make the same impact?
It depends on where you're going to. I think you need your first suit, of course, when you get out of college and you go get your first job. But a lot of people will keep that one good interview suit in their closet. Now, the only thing is you got the interview suit and then you work at a company for 20 years and now you leave. That interview suit probably is no longer relevant now, and you might need to go get a new one. But I think if you do not want to do a suit, you can definitely do a nice pencil skirt or a nice pair of slacks, do a blouse and a blazer. I would say a blazer over a cardigan or a sweater, because a blazer is still going to give you, nothing gives you that polish like a blazer. A sweater is once you got the job, and you can show up. But to interview, you just want to make the best first impression. And it's better to be a little overdressed than underdressed when you're doing something like interviewing for a new job or a new position within the company. To be on the safe. You'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yep. Okay, let's see. We got a couple others. Let's see. We have what types of things should I look for to make sure my purchase helps me fill a genuine gap in my wardrobe versus just get pieces that are a fleeting trend?
This goes back to what I talked about earlier, is doing an inventory of your closet before you go shopping. So that way, you know, when you go shopping, you're more intentional with it. Like if you know I need more tops or I need more bottoms, then go to the store and focus on that instead of getting sidetracked by all the things that glitter of like, oh, that looks nice, but you don't need another sweater. So don't gravitate to the sweater because it's on sale or it's shiny, and focus on what you actually need. So that is the best way to shop, is before you go out and shop, know what am I looking for when I go to the store. Am I looking for shoes? Am I looking for tops? Am I looking for bottoms? Am I looking for coats? Am I looking for accessories? The other thing is, great style, unless you're ready to make a major investment, it takes time. I've been building my wardrobe for over 20 years, and some pieces I have gotten rid of course. I've replaced pieces, but I've added as I've grown and evolved as a person as well as size. So you want to build your style over time. I tell clients all the time, we have an appointment, but this is not going to, take care of your style for the rest of your life. This is just going to take care of it for this 3 to 6 months. But what can happen is a new shirt every month, even one shirt every month, is 12 new shirts by the end of the year. And you can wear them this year and next year and the year after that too. So it's about building as you go, whether that be every pay period, I'm going to buy one item that I need, that I know I need, because now I've cleaned my closet, I've organized it, I've purged it, and I've made a list of all the things that I need. And so you just start to buy those as you go. Same thing with shoes. Y'all can't see, but I have one wall in my closet just for all my shoes. I have a lot of shoes. I love shoes, but I think it's really important to have more than just brown, black, and blue shoes. Most clients, they just, oh, black goes with everything. They might throw a blue and a brown for a little razzle dazzle, but you need some more color, only because sometimes you buy an outfit and you're like, I don't have anything to wear with it. At this point, I have a shoe in every color. So no matter what I buy, it's a shoe that I can wear with it. And the great thing I'll say about that is, it's not about spending, a lot of money on a leopard print shoe versus a black boot that you may use way more. But when you're looking for things on sale, it needs to be those type of things. Like I will buy a colored shoe on sale quick, because now it's not costing me as much as a staple shoe in the black or the brown. So over time, now you do have a shoe that works with every outfit. The other thing is taking inventory of your wardrobe. Like, I do have a lot of pink and blue. I probably could buy a pink shoe or a blue shoe. And for men, I would say, with my guy clients, a lot of them are wearing like a nice leather sneaker for work, because they don't need to really always wear a hard bottom. So we'll get a gray leather sneaker. Once we got one in suede, a black leather canvas sneaker. And then you have your hard bottoms in the brown and the blue. And then we've even gotten a green that was really nice. So you can also explore as well, and not just always have the black, blue, and brown. And of course, a white sneaker. They're harder to keep clean, but a white sneaker as well for men. And that can carry you through multiple outfits. I even got one of my clients a burgundy leather sneaker this past winter. And then I know, what is it? Adidas has some kind of collection. I know they were only like $70 Maybe it was Adidas or Converse. But anyway, it was like a cream and then the stripes were burgundy. So that was nice because the cream could go with like the khakis, the blues. And also think about color combination. Like pink and blue looks good together. Pink and green looks good together. Orange and blue looks good together. So don't pair everything with black. Everything doesn't have to be with black or brown. Think about color blocking and how you can style things multiple ways with multiple colors. Because a lot of colors look good together and complement each other. And that's a way that you can create more outfits and you can shop your closet. I mean, of course, I'm a stylist and I shop for a living, but I also encourage my clients, including myself, to shop what we already have in our closet because sometimes you don't need anything new. You just need to remix what you have.
Mhm. That's awesome. Yeah, and I'm getting feedback just from different folks across the Zoom, and they're just like, this is actually really so helpful. So I
Oh,
wanted to just let you
yeah.
know as we're going through. Um,
You.
we do
Oh,
have
well,
a
look, what
few.
was the
Oh,
next
go for
question?
it.
Because I forgot. I went on with that question. I forgot we still have more questions.
All good. We do have a few more questions. Let's see. We have four more questions.
Okay.
I'll ask those and then we'll open the floor just in case anyone else has anything that we missed. What resources or brands do you recommend to clients who may be looking for sizing outside of what may be commonly displayed in stores?
So I'm thinking they might mean like if you're really tall or really short. So
Mm.
like example, I have a client that's 5'11", that's a woman. But then most of my guy clients outside of this one, they're over 6 feet. So again, it's really about like a Karen Millen, and Taylor. They all both have departments that have long or tall, as they call it. And then for the men, of course, you have the big and tall stores, but in general, the men, you can find stores where if it's long or 48 long, 52 long, you'll be able to find that at the major department stores. But I know for the women, those two off the top of my head are for tall women. And then even if you want to go like fast fashion, Boohoo has a tall department for women, and that's like I think a European version of like Shein. I don't do typical fast fashion, but I am aware of it. So really it's about, and then for curvy, same thing. There are different brands for curvy. You have City Chic, you have Eloquii for curvy, and then you have curvy department. So some stores have a curvy section online where you can go and find the curvy stuff or even in the stores. But I will say, at least here in the South, most, and the buyers told me this themselves, after the pandemic, anything over like a 12, 14 for women, you're going to most likely have to buy online because they're not bringing that merchandise in store the way they used to before the pandemic. A lot more stuff is online than what it used to be since the pandemic. And I don't know if it's just because some people have continued to just keep shopping online because we couldn't shop in the stores, or what, but they're not bringing as much merchandise into the stores, which is another reason to be intentional with your style. Because if you wait till the last minute, now you're rushed. You have to wait for it to get shipped to you. You have to make sure it works. If it doesn't, then you have to return it and start all back over. So I'm a big believer. If we stay ready, we don't have to get ready, which is why I work with my clients for the season. So any clients I'm working with right now, we're making sure that they have everything they need from now until the end of January. And then the ones in January, January through March. So that way, hey, you know you have this event coming up in March. You know your birthday's in February plus Valentine's. You know this is happening. Now we are preparing for it instead of waiting till the week before and running around scattered.
Mhm. Super helpful. Okay, the next one is what tips and advice can you share for fully remote employees, as far as style is concerned?
Yes. So during the pandemic, I did help a lot of clients show up in on Zoom well because they weren't going to work and all of my clients were still working. They were just working from the computer. So on a Zoom, like how you see me, for women, I don't have on any makeup, but I do have on some lipstick today. So that at least is like, hey, a little pop. So it makes it to me look like I might actually have on makeup, even though I don't. I just put on lipstick. So for women, I would say you want to put on an earring, you want to put on a lipstick or a lip gloss. You of course want to comb and brush your hair, and then you want to make sure your background is not distracting. Even though I don't do set design per se, now my background is my clothes because this is what I'm talking about. It's clothes, so that makes sense. But for you, it might be your company's virtual screen you can put up, or the Zoom has those virtual backgrounds you can put, or you can just blur your background so that way it is not distracting. But the main thing is making sure you're wearing, you can wear a bow top, and for men, same thing, a nice button down or a polo top, preferably in a color so people can see a little bit of personality through the Zoom. whether that be, a pink or a blue or a green. Wear a little personality on the zone. And then, of course, grooming. Clean your glasses, polish your shoes, have clean nails. Just look polished and pulled together in your grooming as well as whatever you're choosing to put on.
Goes a long way.
Yeah.
Got it. So the next question I have is, what are some places, and I think you hinted to this before, what are some places you like to shop for business casual wear?
Yeah, I will say it's really about the style, not so much as where you're shopping. Because if you're shopping in these stores and you're not picking the right things, you're still back in the same place. But I will say, because we are on a Zoom and we're talking to people all over, instead of me getting into like boutiques you've never heard of local to my city, I'm gonna go back to those main stores: a Nordstrom's Rack, a Saks, a Bloomingdale's, an outlet. It's about what you're picking out at the item. So it's not about the store, because me and you can both go in the same store. I'm guaranteeing you what you pick and what I pick are not going to be the same things, because this is what I do versus, what you do. So it's really about what you're picking when you go in the store. So for business casual, for men, I would say a nice pair of khakis, some jeans that fit you well, not too big as far as oversized, not too tight. For men, a button down. One thing I love about men's clothes as far as the button downs is, don't just get, a pink or a lavender or blue. Get the checkered print that's blue and green or burgundy, or add a sweater over it, like style it up, not just, I just put on a plain shirt. And then for women, same thing. You can get a fit and flare dress, a A-line dress, anything that's not too dressy, but easy breezy that you could put with loafers or a flat shoe or a heel if you wanted to, or a wedge or a mule, all depending. Add a sweater to it. You can add a blazer. You can belt it. You can not belt it. Like, there's a gazillion outfit combinations you can put together to look business casual. And none of them involve a blazer, but if you want to add some polish, you can always throw on a blazer. And then the great thing is, if you wear a blazer with jeans, then the blazer doesn't look as dressy. If you wear the blazer with the matching pants, then you are going to look a little bit more dressed than if you broke the suit up. And even the same thing, if you're wearing the pants that came with the suit and you're just wearing it with a blouse and sneakers or loafers, that's going to make it a little bit more casual. So that way you can create business casual looks with pieces that will normally be all business.
Mm-hmm. Makes
I
sense.
love to break something up. Plus,
Yeah.
that gives you more outfits. So, like,
And
what I'm wearing right now is a whole suit, but I'm just wearing the blazer.
and then the pro tip that you gave us a little bit earlier, just on the inventory of our closet.
Yes.
That'll
Yes.
save a lot of time when you're going to figure out what it is that you actually
That's
do.
why you got to start in your closet before you go out and shop. So that way you know what you're going to shop for. Because what happens is, mentally, we don't look at our closet. We go out and shop and we end up buying things we already own. And then when I clean your closet, I'm like, you have two or three of these. Oh, you know what? I couldn't find the first one, so I went and bought it again. So if we clean the closet, again, we're saving money and we're not repeating ourselves, because you're subconsciously going to buy things you already own because you haven't cleaned your closet.
Mm, good stuff. Okay, so next question, suggestions for spring and summer dressing and accessories. Feel confident in my fall winter collections because I can style through layers, but
Yeah.
struggling with warmer weather outfits.
Yeah, now I will say, people who are really stylish, the fall and the winter is when you can show out, because you have the coats, you have the leather, you have all the fun things, as I call it, as far as texture. And the summer, spring, summer, we're definitely just trying to stay cool. So that to me is where a lot of maxi dresses, of course, but matching sets. I love a matching set, like a little pants matching set of lightweight fabric, like I said, in the cottons, in the linens, a linen dress, linen pants with a silk blouse or a cami. Um, and if I could show y'all pictures better than explaining it as well. But those are like the things that you can wear in the spring, summer. Lightweight everything. Lightweight dresses, lightweight matching sets. Of course, you can wear walking shorts, because you have those suits that have the blazer with the matching short and the shorts are not too short. So you could always do that as well, for women and men, if a man is comfortable wearing shorts. But Bermuda shorts are big right now too, and Bermuda shorts are the longer shorts anyway, so they're more appropriate, that you can wear in the spring, summer. But a lot of times I'm wearing a matching set in the spring, summer, or I'm wearing lightweight dresses that everything's just a thinner fabric, not so thin that it's inappropriate for work, but just thin enough that the light is gonna breathe through it. Air is going to breathe through it, and you're not going to be as quick to sweat and get hot.
Mhm. And then this is our last question, but then we'll open the floor up for some more questions just in case we missed anything here. Any advice for how to fix a bad hair day in a stylish, professional way? Day to day, a baseball cap helps, but it's not always work appropriate when you're customer facing.
And you know what? I am not a hairstylist because I focus strictly on the clothes. I'm not that great with hair, but I will say I think going to the hair salon and investing in a hairdresser is gonna definitely help. I go to the hairdresser only every 3 weeks and I just maintain it as much as possible. So I'm a big fan of it. I feel like when you have curls in your hair, that's gonna make it look like it's done. So I'm gonna roll my hair at night with the rollers, put on a bonnet, and that way when I wake up, I just take them out. My hair is pretty much done with a comb. I don't know how your hair is styled already, but I always know a ponytail. I notice a lot of people when they are having bad hair days or don't want to do their hair, they do a sleek ponytail, pull it back into a ponytail so it looks kind of, like I did this on purpose. Instead of wearing a baseball cap, you might, well, in the spring, summer, that hat's going to be too heavy. But I was going to say, in the fall, winter, you can do fedoras. You can do other style hats that are not as casual. But I would say for hair, get a hairdresser. But in the meantime, maybe a sleek ponytail or a flat iron or some curls can make it look. But again, even with my hair, we're prepping before. So when I wake up that day, I can easily go and not have to worry about what am I going to do with my hair because we're trying to get out the door in less than an hour.
Yeah, and then a lot of what you're mentioning is really around like having a system, like
Yes.
having some strategies for how you do it and are prepared in advance.
Yes.
So, one question for me before
Yes.
we get started is just like on how do you avoid that overwhelm that comes with like, okay, I got to get it all done. Like what has made it easier for you to like prepare?
Yes, this is my strategy, and this is what I tell my clients to do. And you have to do it on whatever day works for you. But I always say Sunday's normally the slowest day of the week. After church, you might eat, take a nap. That's the day to figure out what do I have going on my schedule this week. Oh, Monday I have a meeting. I have to be dressed. Tuesday I'm working from home. I don't have to be dressed. Wednesday I'm going to lunch or dinner or something after work. I need to be a little bit more dressed. Thursday I got a big presentation. I need to be on point. Looking at what you have coming up on your schedule, again, style prepping, putting your outfits together based on what you have to do during that week. And then put a backup outfit in case you wake up and you know what, I don't want to wear that no more. Or you wake up bloated or your stomach hurts or it's raining. Put a little backup outfit in there as well. And now I have my outfits planned for the next 7 days until that next Sunday. So that's my strategy. That's the strategy I employ my clients to make. And that way it keeps them from repeating the same 5 to 10 outfits over and over. But they were intentional about taking an hour or two to put their outfits together for the week. So now they can literally get up, shower, get dressed, and they're out the door. Because trying to figure it out the morning of is while you're repeating the same outfits over and over because you don't have time.
Mhm.
And Lord forbid something comes up. Now you know what you're wearing, even though, the baby didn't cooperate for you to get them to school on time. Now you're running late, or your boss asked you to do something. You've already pre planned it. So now you're ready for
Yeah.
whatever comes your way that week.
I love that. Yeah, that's super helpful. Okay, guys, we're gonna open up the floor. We have about 5 more minutes of Ivania's time, but feel free to ask any questions. Feel free to just raise your hand, and I'll go over to you if we have any more.
Hi, I'm just hopping
Hi.
in here,
There we go.
Ebony. Hi, Vanya.
Hi.
Thank you so much for all of your tips. They've been very helpful. I
Thank
know for
you.
myself, I suffer with a lot of the things that you mentioned before, the too many black slacks in my closet, the multiple purchases of things. I do know my body type. I know that I am a A-line dress, and I know what flatters me best. However, I am suffering with the getting away from the darker colors. How do you find your color?
I always encourage clients like looking at you, to me, you would look great in jewel tones like eggplant purple, burgundy, emerald green, which are also perfect for the holiday season because that's what we're in. But I feel like based on your skin tone, you could wear any color one, but for the fall winter season, jewel tones will be really nice. And to me, our dark purple is a great way and an alternative to black. The same way I feel like gray is an alternative to black. And people gravitate to black so much, but you could always use gray. I always say gray is kind of like the light skinned of black. like the other side of the coin. So the same thing with dark purple is dark, so it's dark light black, but it's got some color to it because it's purple. Same thing with burgundy. And right now, chocolate brown is a big color for the season. So you can incorporate that as well. But the great thing about chocolate brown is it looks good with pink. It looks good with turquoise. So it's about thinking about how you can style. It looks good with yellow. So think about how you can style things so you're not one always monochromatic to begin with, and two opening yourself up to more color because gray looks good with anything that black looks good with. So like everything you can wear with black, you can also wear with gray. Does
Awesome.
that
Thank
help?
you.
Does that help?
Absolutely. Thank you. I think I've just got to jump off the curb
I
and
mean,
try
ease
some
yourself
colors.
into it. Maybe, wear your black slacks and put on a dark purple top with it or a gray top just to ease yourself into, more color and stuff that's not black.
Yeah. Thank you.
Even with the fit and flare, also try other silhouettes as well just to see if midi looks good on you or A-line or pencil or different lengths. Because sometimes people get caught in there. This is a silhouette that works for me and I never change it. But I brought people stuff. They were like, I would never pick off the rack. And then they put it on their body and it looked good. So open yourself a little bit up to that as well. It's all about just trying it out. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But at least you know because you tried. You're
Nice.
welcome.
Do you have any other questions?
Oh, I forgot about the handout. Did anybody have any questions related to the handout as well, or any feedback from the handout? Because it's really more for y'all to have to help you think as you once you leave the presentation and then apply. And of course, y'all can also reach out to me for a complimentary style consult just to say that, hey, I was on the virtual call. I'd love to chat with you just a little bit. Like Chanel, I think was her name, asked a personal question for her. So if you want to have a complimentary style consult, I'm offering that to y'all where you can reach out and ask personally about, hey, for me, I'm 5'11" and I want this, or I, am a man and I want this, then, I can help you personally because style is very personal to you as an individual. But I gave y'all tips that will help you intentionally and with your style to think about it differently and start to implement some of these tips and steps to actually apply.
One more question, just around, so with our company, we get some swag. So sometimes it's like higher quality swag, which I think most of ours is pretty good swag. But how do we dress that up, like to make it still look good, look professional?
Uh,
What was your
Is
suggestion?
it like a sweatshirt? Is it a t-shirt? Is it a polo? Is it a button down?
So the one that I'm like thinking about is more of a sweatshirt, with our logo on it. So it's like obviously customer facing, I can use it, but what other pieces could I put together to make it stand out?
Well, if you're a fan of layering, if it's a sweatshirt, you could always add a blazer to it. It actually looks really cute. You add a blazer, almost like a Ralph Lauren, I call it polo type vibe. You add the blazer because he's big on pieces that are classic and just layering them, almost overlaying. But you could put a button down underneath the sweatshirt. You could put a blazer over the sweatshirt and just pull the hood out the back. I've even seen blazers made where it looks like it's an attached hoodie to it, but it's actually just a hood, not the actual sweatshirt. So you can put the shirt under the sweatshirt, or you could add a blazer to the outside of it. Like I said, it can get to be a little warm, but it looks really stylish. You can add a scarf to it because scarves are another way to accessorize. And then, of course, you can accessorize. I wanted to give y'all these two testimonials of clients so you can think about it, but I forgot in the presentation. One is my client. He's an anchor at MSNBC. I was not working with him, and his agent was like, hey, you're showing up on TV disheveled. It's distracting. The networks are complaining. If you want a secure contract, you got to do better. So he hired me, and right after that, he got an exclusive contract with MSNBC. We've been working together almost a decade now, and he got the job 5 years later. So I say that to say style, and I have testimonies from different clients that style can definitely help you achieve personal and professional goals if you use it correctly and you factor it and partner it with all your other skills like your resume, your experience, and your education.
Nice. Thank you so much, Shivanya. This is
Thank
super
you.
helpful.
I
And
enjoyed chatting with y'all. I hope y'all found it very helpful. Please use the handout to apply to your real life, and please reach out to me. Ebony has my information. I love to chat with y'all and give y'all your complimentary style consults as a gift from me to thank y'all for having me.
sounds great. Awesome.
Awesome. I
Thank you
hope y'all have
guys.
a good rest of your Monday.
You
Okay.
too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.